and that was that. So I don't really.
Yeah, I see. It's nothing you could have really did. Like,
so,
you know what I mean?
So it's hard when you kind of like when that's what you're up against.
Right.
And then even after this happened, people didn't try to like investigate. The older people didn't try to investigate. They first thing was like, yo, it ain't safe for you and your mom where you stay. Wild. So they started threatening me. So I was like, all right, like, you think it's going to stop here with him? Like, that was just my mindset. It's just like, if I clap this dude, you think I'm just, what you think I'm going to do? Like, I'm just going to go away. Like, I'm just going to, like, run. I'm just going to hide. Like, no. So I was like, all right, I got to make preparations. These dudes think it's a game. Like, they don't get it yet. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want it to be like that, but that's just what it led to because people chose a side.
Right. I feel what you're saying.
Instead of choosing the Crip side.
Exactly. It was supposed to be about Crip.
Yeah.
But it became about
something else.
And
is this pre you turning Muslim?
So so when I went to prison,
so he ended up telling my fault. Take it back real quick. He ended up telling on you.
Yeah, so he told on me. 2 days later, the police came to my house.
Wow.
They locked me up. The Duke
at your house.
Yeah, they locked me up. They came to my house. The funny thing is, that back in the days that the cops, back in the days, nobody knocked on my door. They used to bang on the wall. You know, everybody know. Yeah. And the funny thing is, when the detectives came to my house, they banged on the wall. So it was weird, and I felt like some couldn't even talk. You know what I'm saying? Like when the detectives came, you know, he had to write my name down or whatever. He couldn't really talk. He was in the hospital.
Oh,
so
that's why he got shot in the mouth.
Yeah, he got shot in the face. So
I don't mean to laugh.
And I don't mean to say this. And if the person that's watching or whatever the case might be, like I don't mean this for you to relive whatever happened because that happened, and I'm just narrating the situation. And maybe I shouldn't even go in depth like that because I don't want to like reoccurring trauma. Like it's real. I
definitely understand you,
and I know like our egos get in the way, and I don't want to like, you know, I know if somebody was talking about me, I might feel some type of way about the situation. Right. But like I'm not trying to glorify, and maybe I shouldn't talk about certain things.
Neither are we.
Yeah.
But we just trying to let you tell your story.
Yeah, the story is what the story is.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It happens.
So I went.
We can't change it.
So I went to So they came 2 days later to lock me up, and then after that they went. 2 days later they came. They locked me up. I went to prison. I went to jail, Rikers Island. And Rikers Island, I really found out, like, you know, like, at first I didn't really know he told. I was just trying to figure out, like, damn, what the hell happened? Because, again, like, this was a gangster. Like, I never thought, like, this would happen. So I was just like, nah, this dude G'd up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most thing I was just like, damn, I'm in the crib. Like, this dude lived. Like, it's going to be lit now. Like, so anyway, I never expected that.
Real quick. Yeah. I'm sorry. You feel like he didn't tell, but you shot him for telling.
Nah, but I understand what he's saying. I understand what the nigga saying.
Yeah, like I'm like,
I understand.
I gotta keep it real. Me being me, I gotta keep it real with that.
No, that's real. But at the same time, it's again right. At the time, it's like
because I know who you talking about, and I know the person. He's like you say, he's a G.
He might watch this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I don't care if he watches it or not. He's a gangster.
I
mean, he was a gangster. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Again, like I said, you don't forget what you know how to do just because you did some funny stuff. So that's another thing we got to put out there.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of that.
But the reason why you
niggas need to know that.
Yeah.
The reason why you did it is because he told, so I don't know why you wouldn't feel like he was going to tell on you.
I just felt like...
Because I know if I shot a nigga for telling and he lived, I'm like, this nigga's going to tell. That's my immediate reaction.
So I can see where you could be linked to that. Though.
Though.
Nah, that was the thing too. It crossed my mind, but at the same time, again, like we talking about paperwork, we talking about allegedly, we talking about giving room for like... Because one of the OGs called me and they was like, let's say 2 months from now, you found out this dude didn't tell. Then what? At that point, it's already done. At that point, it's already done, right?
Yeah.
But then, so that was my whole thing. My whole thing is saying that like I didn't think he was gonna tell. It's like I'm still shocked, mind you. All these things happen. All these things happen a week apart. Mm-hmm. So it's like 10 days ago you just told him my man's, and then 10 days ago you got shot. 10 days later you get shot, and then it's like all of this shit's still fresh. I'm still processing. I'm still kind of like, but again, like you mentioned, like. It's sometimes some things happen quick and it's like you're a dangerous dude and then you show up to my crib and it's like it don't give me time to fully still keep processing. So I'm kind of like like shit, this got to get taken care of. You can't in my crib like you're not gonna keep making trips to my crib. I know you. I know what you're capable of.
Exactly.
So I'm just like this can't happen.
Right. That's the truth.
So then I went to jail, and then when I went to jail, that was the thing that happened. And then when I got to jail, I really found out like a month later when I went to grand jury that this dude told on me when he could talk now, when he could, you know, he went to grand jury and he told, you know, so then I was like, damn. And then after that, the homeboys came to see us and told us like, yo, the head dude on the ship said we not Crip no more. So I was like, wow, like.
Oh, that happens while you in jail?
Yeah, while I'm in jail, they came to see us. They came to see me and the other homeboy.
Which he says in one of his videos.
Yeah, they came to see me and the homeboy that son told on first for the gun charge. They pulled us on a double visit, and when they came to see us on a double visit, they said, yo, the big Sig said, yo, we not Crip no more. So I was just like, what? He was like, yeah, behind the situation.
He's still, not to cut you off, but he's still locked up for the first time the nigga told him?
No. At the time he was. Mind you, I told you, it's 10 days apart.
Oh, yeah, so he did that. Yeah, okay.
So
he's locked up for the gun charge.
Yeah, he's locked up for the gun charge, and you locked up for shooting.
No, same person.
All in 10 days.
2 dudes, same days. Person in 10 days.
20.
It's 10 days.
It's 10 days.
10 days and then 2 days went past.
Days for that 12 days.
You know, so yeah, like, that's how it happened. And then like, so I'm like, damn, like I'm like, this dude put 2 dudes behind bars, and then like we the ones that's getting dropped.
So wait. This person who came to see you.
There's 3 people that came to see us. 3 of the homeboys came to see us, and they pulled us on a double visit.
Right.
And then when they did that, they told us like, yo, they said we not Crip no more. And I'm like, what? Like I was just like, damn, that's crazy.
Now I ain't gonna lie, you just like, alright, these 3 niggas is saying it's over. Like, yeah, you just believed it off rip?
Nah, I already knew because from the gate, when I was still home from 2 days after the shooting, people was already calling me like, yo, it's not safe for you and your mom. Like, they was already, they was already on some, they had their mom made up. You know, yeah, they had their mom made up like, yo,
before you even got like that.
You, it's not safe for you. And I'm glad that he did that. I'm glad that son put me on. I mean, I don't know what he thought he was doing by telling me that, but I was like, all right, it's lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I looked at everybody that was older under that light. Like, I was just like, oh, okay. So y'all playing on me?
Yeah,
so
that's a fact.
I looked at everybody like that. And then then that was the moment after that happened. Like they told us that we was dropped, and I felt some type of way. I was tight. I was like, damn, like I did the right thing. Like, and I did it for Crip. Like,
I definitely feel
you know. So it is what it is. Like I believe God was with me the whole time, because I think about it like, damn, like they had the advantage. They knew where I lived. You know, like they kind of like had the advantage to get me hurt, and I felt like God removed me from a situation because He had a mission. He had a plan for me, and I think that's why He removed me from a situation that didn't have to go that way. Because I felt like they could have left me in the town and they could have dealt with me, and I felt like they had more experience doing whatever the hell they was doing than me. I was a new dude on the block. I just came to the job.
Like they could have got it done, right? I feel
dudes been around. So I felt like somewhere along the line I was gonna get caught slipping, and I had problems with a whole bunch of other people too. So you know, because of the so I just felt like God removed me. I feel like God removed me, like He took Moses out of Egypt and He sent him somewhere else, and then He told him to go back. And I feel like the same thing happened with me.
So so all right, so passing all of that, right? When you was you was locked up, where did you like the Muslim effect start taking like phase, like in Rikers, or was it upstate? Like, or am I going to?
No, not at all. Cause I was going to say, can I go more into depth? Because that's where my question was going to go as well. So, like you said, you know, you felt like God took you out of that. You understand? So, I mean, now you get into this situation where you got told on, your man's got told on, y'all get pulled down for this double visit. I mean, y'all get told y'all not Crip no more. You know what I mean? And you said God put you in this position. So now, is that what pushed you towards your Muslim religion? You know what I mean? Or, because I do remember watching your videos where you said you was on your Christian
definitely
wave. You know what I mean? You was on your Christian wave for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, let's get into that. Like, you know, how he went from the Christian wave into the Muslim.
And I was just trying to say, was it in Rikers that it happened? Or
right, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out where it came in.
Yeah, so it was Rikers. So yeah, when I got, you know, like again, like I grew up in a Christian household, so like I believed in God. I just didn't know about how to go about certain things. So like when I first got to jail, I'm reading the Bible, you know, like I was reading the Bible every day. So like I was still claiming the set, but I'm reading the Bible every day. So. And then after that whole situation, so I'm reading the Bible every day, and then it was a brother in the house that was Muslim, and then he kind of like asked me, like, he was like, yo, do you know anything about Islam or whatever? And I was like, no, like, so he gave me a book to read. It was called Muhammad, the Messenger of Allah. So he gave me the book to read, and the book had references about the Bible in it. So I kind of like believed some of the stuff that the book was saying. And it basically was just saying that God sent the last message to humanity, and it was that everybody should be a one religion, and what better religion than Islam, because it means submission to God. Right. So like, and at the moment, it's like, and a lot of people will front, like a lot of people when they get caught up, when they go to jail, when some calamity happened to them, they always feel like they call on a higher power. Like when people get shot, when people, you know, they find a trial, people change, because it's like sometimes you always go back to where you came from. Even if sometimes you stop believing, you always go back to that. You always go back to realizing like, yo, it got to be something big out there. Yeah, and I think that's what I was doing. I think I just wanted to get in connection with my Lord. And I wanted, like, Lord, help me out this situation. Because, like, nobody else was going to help me out this situation. Like, I feel like I can't make bail. My bail's $250,000. This dude is telling on me. And I felt like, damn, like, they were saying, like, if I blew, I was like, I'm going to trial. And if I blew trial, it was 25 years, right? Yeah. That's the max I could have got. So I was just like, I need God. Like, I don't care what nobody else say. Everybody could act tough. Bullshit, but dudes be in their cells crying. It'd be a lot of wet pillows in jail. Yeah, like, dudes be like, why me? Dudes be thinking about a whole bunch of stuff while they locked up. So I was just trying to get in contact and connection with my creator. And I was just like, yo, like, help me out with the situation. Like, please. Like, I started praying. I learned the whole prayer of Our Father in Heaven.
Do you feel like it was over?
I just felt like I needed some help. Yeah. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to get a lawyer. Yeah. I didn't have the other thing, the financial stuff, to kind of like help me. So I was like, God gotta do some miracle. Like he gotta, please. You know, even though I didn't recognize that God was at work the whole time. Yeah. You know, but in the moment,
like you can see now.
Yeah, yeah. In the moment, I was just like, I need your help. I need your help, and I think like God helped me, not necessarily like on some just opening the gates at that moment and releasing me. But he helped me by changing my heart. He helped me by like not holding that rancor and being able to realize that like, yo, you can still change. Like even though this is a minor setback, you can still change. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, so that's how it started with the Christian stuff, and then a Muslim brother introduced me to a book. I read it, then I was interested in Islam. I went to the mosque, and then like I didn't go to the mosque with the intentions of taking my shahada that day, but like it happened all according to God's plan and God's will. And at the time I wasn't Crip no more. So it was like a lot of people had that misconception that like, oh, I went to jail and dropped my flag. Like it was none of that. Like
I was just gonna ask you that.
It was they basically dropped me. And some people say like nobody can drop you. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be banging something and I got beef with majority of my set. The only people that was loyal to me, the only people that was loyal to me was the young dudes that kind of like was around me all the time. And everybody else that been putting on way before me was like, I'm not Crip. Yeah. So why am I still screaming this? You know, and that's when me and my mans left the visit, he was like, yo, I can't see myself not being Crip no more. And he said to me like, yo, you want to start our own shit? And I was like, bro, like, no, bro, like that's dumb, bro. Like I'm done with this. Like it's over. I feel you, bro. So after that, I just went in a different path. I still had to kind of like, I guess, remain a little dangerous or defensive. Yeah, of course. But I was trying to change my life overall. You know?
Is that why you slanging hope right now?
Yeah, definitely. So that's definitely why I'm trying to push positivity and I'm trying to push different things. And it's funny because when I came home,
I like that.
A lot of people when I came home, people was like, they couldn't believe the changes that I made. They couldn't believe how calm I kind of like was because when I left in a turbulent time. Like I left like I was wilding, you know, and then like people always remember you how you left.
Right.
You know, even when you come back and you change, but they always remember you how you left.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
how you left?
Yeah. You feel me? That's crazy though, cause now that I think about it, like getting into it, like your channel, bro. I fell upon your channel by. Like, cause I'm subscribed to all these guys that tell these jail stories, like cause we didn't even get into a bunch. I want people to tune in to your channel and they get the stories from over there. You know what I mean? But like I'm tuned in to a lot of people that tell those type of stories, and that like I guess your tags or whatever brought me against your channel. You know what I mean? And I know just watching like, yo, he's from where I'm from. You know what I mean? A lot of his path was like my path. You know what I mean? It kind of sound like a mirror some ways, you feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
So I it's just like a boom. I call my man like, yo, that's the homeboy, like, you know what I mean? Right. So like I said, it was a connection. But
he was just telling me too, like he was like, yo, this is how it happened. Like it happened with a lot of people like that. A lot of other people that was part of the ship been hit me up like, yo, like this is this what's her name? Like I'm a ghost or something. Like
yeah, nah, that shit crazy, bro. You know what I mean? I just like the channel.
I'm like, nigga, that's such and such.
I like the channel. I watch the channel.
That's Vic Slang.
I introduced the channel to a lot of people for like you got the credit. You talk about the credit building and all that on there. You know what I mean? You talk about some politics here and there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
A bunch of different things. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's stationed on one thing. You know what I mean?
You gotta get that. You know, the political is personal and the personal is political.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people, a lot of things I didn't realize. It's like I didn't realize I went to prison because I was black, and I'm not saying that there's no accountability on the things that I did, but I'm just saying like sometimes our neighborhoods are created a certain way. They placed us in certain conditions. They put us in certain places.
That's a fact.
So it's like certain things we do have a little will, a little option to kind of like maneuver around, and then certain things is like, yo, I didn't choose to grow up poor.
That's a fact.
And when you poor and when you grow up in poverty, it's always connected to violence. Violence is always around the corner, and that's why when people try to talk about drugs or non-violent and violent offenses, it's like if you deal in drugs, if you deal in drugs, it's gonna be connected to some violence.
They got to be. It has to be.
So,
you know what I mean?
You know,
that's how the feds getting their cases. You know what I mean? Niggas start shooting. You know what I mean? Can't make no money. But your channel is some of the best shit, man. You know, I'm trying to show the little kids out there in the world, you know what I mean? That's where you at with it, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, for the kids, it's more so for them, you know what I mean? To see, it's a different way. You could go a different way, you know what I mean? How long did you do in jail? How long was it?
So in jail specifically, I was fighting my case for 33 months. And then I went upstate for like 36 months.
Right.
No, 39. So I did 33 and then I went upstate for 39. I did overall 72 months. And 10 months is a year in jail.
Okay, so
so I did 72, but it's like good time and whatever. But 10 months is a year unless you fuck up and then they give you the whole 84 months.
Right. You feel me? So you did about 7 years.
I did 6 years.
I thought 8 months was a year.
No, that's for non-violent.
Yeah.
That's for non-violent. Yeah. For violent, it's 10 months. 10 months is a year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't even know.
Right. So I did 7 overall. I actually picked jurors and everything. I picked jurors. This dude just kept coming. Like he kept telling people in the hood, like I'm not gonna tell them to go to trial.
Right.
And then like every time I kept getting closer, and then like the day that I was about to start my trial hearings, the reason I really ended up copping out is because they had me on a phone call talking about the gun and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's when he was like.
And the thing is, I wasn't even mentioning the gun, but I was talking in codes and stuff like that. But you know, whatever. They said they was gonna have a gang specialist come and identify what I was saying. Man. It was just a lot of funny stuff. Dudes kept telling. Nobody could have stopped them for some reason from telling.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time. I also felt like I wasn't ready to go home, and I know that's weird. I just felt like I only did 2 years, and I felt like my mindset was still the same. I felt like I was still bent on revenge. I was still blaming somebody else for me being in jail. So I was just like, it was lit in the street. Like, you know, they was clapping at my boy. They was trying to kill my boy. My boy bailed out. They was trying to like harm my boy. So I knew the moment I went home,
it was lit,
and I'm hanging out with this dude, and I'm the one that actually shot this dude. Like, I knew it was gonna be lit. I knew it was gonna be no way I could go home
and be you.
And at the time, my mom was still like in the same place. So it's like, where am I really going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew it was gonna be like straight out the courthouse. It was gonna be somebody picking me up, giving me a gun. You know what I'm saying? And it was gonna be like, yo, where they at?
So you never bailed out nothing.
Nah, I couldn't. It was $250,000. Like, it was too much. You know, you had to put up a crib and a mass signature. It was just gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. I tried to get my family member to put up the house, but you know, shit be funny amongst family sometimes.
Course,
you know, so I ain't expect them to trust me. Not that I couldn't be trustworthy, but you know how it is. You get locked up, your whole family start looking at you funny.
People don't care.
So that's basically what happened. So you know, I had to hold it down. I felt like I wasn't ready to go home. Something inside of me was like, it was summertime too.
Yeah.
I was like, if I go home right now, it's gonna be lit. So I was just like, I copped out, took the time.
Right.
And, you know, they gave me 7.
And so you did your time as a Muslim. So
I was Crip for the first few months until they told me that I wasn't Crip no more. And then after that, I was still, you know, reading my Bible. And then after that, I went to Muslim service, and then I converted to Islam, and then I started learning about Islam.
Alright, so you know, before we get up out of here, I want to know what made you start your YouTube channel, because the way it's and how long have you been doing it from one? Like, when did you start your YouTube channel?
And how did you get it to jump?
So
jump.
So it's interesting. So I started doing YouTube like in 2019. on February.
When did you come home, by the way, my
I came home 2016 in January.
So it was about
January,
a couple years before you started.
Yeah, 2016. I came home, and then like in 2019, someday like. Excuse me. So I used to be watching a lot of YouTube, right? I used to watch a lot of YouTube. With documentaries and stuff like that. So, and I also see all the ignorant content that's on YouTube. So I kind of was like, you know what? Like the ignorant content get more views than the positive stuff. And I felt like I read a lot. I got a message. I got some things that I went through that I want to put out there. And I also do like motivational speaking sometimes. I went to universities and I done spoke to people. I done been to classes in colleges, universities. So this kind of like the thing that I do, So I was like, you know what? I should start a YouTube channel because then more people will get to see it, different places, different states, different countries. And I also, because I used to travel to these states to do this, right? So when I came home, I was blessed to like meet people. I went to a conference Beyond the Bars at Columbia University. I met Angela Davis. I met Jamal Joseph. He was a Black Panther member. I met a lot of people that was incarcerated before and were doing great things.
Shout out to Angela Davis.
Where?
She shouts at Fergal Juice.
Where? So it was real. It was real. So it motivated me to like believe that like I could actually do something. I could actually do something different. And the funny thing is, when I backtrack real quick, the thing that made me want to go back to the hood and work with people and do certain things was I read the book Dutch. And in the book Dutch,
I read that shit in jail.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I read it in jail.
Yes, sir. I read all three of them in jail.
All three, right?
So
that's like my favorite hood book too.
So in the book Dutch, you had One Eye Rock. You know what I'm saying? One Eye Rock was Muslim. Rahman, right? Yeah. So, and Rahman made a pledge to himself that he was gonna go home and clean up the hood. He was gonna clean up the neighborhood. So that was his thing. He was gonna clean up the neighborhood. So when he came home in the book, he was buying our blocks, and then he started putting Muslims businesses on them and selling oils and stuff like that. Yeah. So that was something that he was doing for the community with drug money. When he converted, they say in Islam it's a thing like if you had illegal money and then you convert, your money is pure. You can use it. Now, if you convert and then you make illegal money, you can't really use it. So he was using his money. And so it was a passage in the Quran that he mentioned and it's funny in this hood book, right? They say hood books can't teach you nothing. In this hood book, it was a passage from the Quran, right? And it was saying like, what is the matter with you that you fight not for the oppressed amongst women, men, and children who cry is our Lord, help us from these oppressive people and from this oppressive city and these oppressive people, and send someone who will help. Right. So this is the thing that made Rock want to like help and change his neighborhood. So this is kind of like the things that I was like, yo, I could do that too. Because I realized a lot of people come home and then they don't want to mess with the hood. Like a lot of people graduate school, they move out the hood, they don't never want to go back, and they just criticize and talk trash about the hood. So I felt like I wanted to do something different. And I think YouTube channel was like the best platform. I could reach out to more people. I could get a larger audience. And then that's why I came up with my name, because like I went to a conference one time and somebody had a shirt that said dope dealer. So I was like, oh, that's hope dealer. I'm wrong. Not dope dealer. Hope dealer. So I was like, hope dealer. I was like, oh, that's dope. Because some people used to have shirts that said dope dealer. Yeah. So when I see somebody with a shirt that said hope dealer, I was like, yo, that's interesting. So I thought about slanging. So I was thinking about, that's how I got my idea. And I believe I was in Baltimore. I was at a conference in Baltimore when I got this. So I was like, damn. I was like, so I was thinking about like my name, basically Vic. And then I was thinking about like what I'm trying to push, like kind of like dealing, like I'm dealing hope, like. So I came with the slang hope, Vic Slang hope.
That shit is dope.
Cause it's not dope or coke.
Fact. That's what it's about. It's about like I felt like I was hopeless. I felt like I was hopeless growing up, and I'm just trying to give hope. I'm just trying to give hope to the hopeless, to the young people.
I appreciate you for doing that shit, man.
But you also asked me, I'm sorry to cut you off. You also asked me, all right, so you asked me, that's why I started it. I felt like I could use the platform. Another thing, and I got it to jump. Right. So I really got serious about it like 8 months ago. 8 months ago, I started really looking at like what are people enjoying, what are people liking a lot, what are people viewing a lot. And I noticed they was really watching most of my videos where I put jail or prison in the title, like how to survive in prison or in jail, like why I converted to Islam in jail, like anything that I had with jail and prison or the block or the box. They was tuning into it a lot. It wasn't crazy views, but they was tuning into it a lot. So I was like, yo, they really like jail stuff. Go up. So one day I was like, I made my first night in Rikers Island. I was like, let me just make a story about my first night in Rikers Island. So the first night didn't really happen, but I see how fast it got to 1K.
Yeah.
That was my first 1,000 view video. I was like, yo,
it was fresh.
That was like, damn, that was fast.
Yeah,
So once I got that, I was like, oh nah, I'm on to something. I was like, I'm on to
I'm
something.
not gonna lie to you, I'm one of them viewers.
So after that, I felt like, yo, they really intrigued with like what happened in jail. But I also didn't really want to fully talk about jail neck because I didn't want to glorify it. But then I thought about it. I could talk about jail and still give the wisdom, still give some positivity behind it.
Let the young bulls know, like, you don't want to go there.
So when I started doing the story time, my shit took off, and that's what happened. Like I made that one first night in Rikers Island. It started jumping. Once I got that 1K, I was like, oh, it's lit.
Is it anything to do with the tags, like how you tagging it?
I don't tag, like I don't listen to people say the tags and you got to do this. I don't tag none of that. Right? It's all me, real story, what really happened, my personalities. I think I'm able to be vulnerable, and I think a lot of men are not comfortable being vulnerable because they feel like they got to be macho, they got to be super tough. And if you notice in my channel, I don't talk about none of my wins. I don't talk about when I did this to this person. I don't talk about. I talked about a little fight here and there, but like I never talk about your channel authentic. Definitely, I never talk about my wins. Like why I gotta talk about my wins? I tell you about my losses because a lot of people don't want to talk about their losses.
Look at some of these channels I was telling you I'm subscribed.
Nobody talks about their losses.
They don't.
It's just like another thing I always wonder. Like a lot of these dudes used to be talking about these rape stories upstate, and you never got raped. You never got tried. You never got like. It's like how you always was around somebody getting raped or somebody getting violated, and you never got. Yeah, like so. So it just be a lot of bogus stuff, and I just want to be authentic, and I wanted to be vulnerable with the people, and I wanted to just let them know like this shit is all hype, man. Like don't get caught up in the hype, and just be about you and your family and promote positivity.
That's
what I'm trying to do.
And
that is awesome.
Yo, before we get out of here, let the people know, brother, where they could go, see you, Instagram. I'm gonna put it down in the description box below. They already know that. You know what I mean? So you know y'all niggas go down there and click it. You know, but tell them what Scream at you went, bro.
So you know my YouTube channel, Vic Slang Hope. Not dope. Well, you don't gotta put not dope, but it's just Vic Slang Hope. That's just like my little slogan, not dope or cope. I don't say it all the time, but you know that's what we doing out here. We promoting hope. We trying to give people something to live for. And if I could have been vicious at a certain point in my life, when I was ignorant, when I was hoodwinked, when I was bamboozled, kind of like Tuki mentioned in his book, right? Like you know, then there's always time for like where you could have black redemption, you know. And so yeah, that my IG is BabyLane02.
BabyLane02.
And you know that's just my information. And if you didn't get nothing out this video,
yo, for real, bro.
you know, one thing that I want you to remember is that you know Allah says in the Quran that He comes between man and his heart. You know, and that's one thing that always stayed with me. Like every time I thought about like the beef that I had with people, they're not gonna let me change. They you know, I'm gonna have to remain vicious because I had this mindset like I'm gonna have to be vicious. I'm gonna have to be just as vicious as the people that might want my head or might have problems with me. But I noticed that once you start expanding, once you start traveling, once you start meeting people, once you start changing your mindset, you look at it totally different. So I just wanted to say that just know that the Lord has the power to come between man and his heart, and you don't know what way He gonna change it.
Yes, sir.
Word.
And for all of y'all that you know are out there laughing upon the religions and all, like leave people that is into religions alone. That's my last quote for the people too. Leave people that's in the religion alone. Like they not bothering nobody doing what they doing. You know what I mean? But I also want y'all to go down to that notification. You know you gotta hit the subscribe button first. Subscribe. Hit that notification. Go thumb that up, man.
That's how YouTube do its thing.
Yo, that's how it do it.
Smash that like button,
please, man, please. And for all of y'all people out there, man, this is your man Live Zaya, and I'm out. Yo, Left, you got anything left to talk to the people about? Tell the people, man, talk to them. Say bye to them. Say goodbye to the family, bro.
Listen, one time for y'all, please smash the like, subscribe button, and appreciate you, Vic.
Definitely.
Like OD.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna keep slinging hope out here.
Don't worry, you coming back.
Like you already know, this is Chats with the Cuz. This is family. You know what I mean?
Peace.
One love. Peace, man. Peace.